know. Maybe because it's been shoved down my throat.
If you have not seen this video, please take the time to go back and watch the entire video, because it is spot on. And she is so wise and confident beyond her years. The ability to elocute and say the things that she is saying in response to things that she has experienced her entire life. Please watch that video. This is something that my husband and I talk about all the time, because we have a daughter who, from the day she was born, was and always has been and still is told how beautiful she is, how cute she is. She's gonna be fighting boys off of the stick. Oh my goodness, XYZ. And it is so important as her parents that we figure out how to respond to that, so that she knows that that is not where her value lies. Women especially are constantly told things about their physical appearance, their body, and told that that's where their value lies. And it is not. That is not where your value lies. Every time my husband and I talk about this, we land in the same place, and it's the same conversation with the dangers of the internet. There's no way we're going to be able to protect our kids from the internet in the future when they get online and they're exploring social media and doing all that. We cannot keep them off the internet. We cannot protect them from the internet. What we can do is teach them how to have self-confidence, how to understand their own value, and understand that what people on the internet say about them means literally nothing. All that matters is what they think of themselves and their own personal inner strength and self-awareness. The same is true for this topic. It is factual that that is a beautiful woman. For her to state that she is pretty is not offensive. It's factual. She is aware of the fact that she is beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's the same as me saying I'm tall and I have brown hair. They're factual things. Those are factual observations that anyone can make about me. For a beautiful woman to state that she is pretty, hats off. You did it. You know your value. You know your worth. There's nothing wrong with stating a fact about yourself. I hope more people on this app, specifically parents on this app, can see that and recognize the value in that, so that they can instill those values in their children. Know yourself, know your worth, and don't let anyone else, especially on an app, tell you how to define your worth.
Right, guys, don't walk to TikTok.
Yeah, you'll see this will come around and disturb in my day. Yeah, every day. I've had enough of it, mate. All of you lot.
Question.
Think I ain't gonna do it, yeah?
What's it do?
That's it, getting there. Try selling this, boy.
That's not going to work again, is it? Nah.
You understand? Come on.
It's doing a good job of that, isn't it? How long do you reckon they'll keep hitting it for? You reckon they'll carry on?
Team boys. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. There you go, boys. There you go. Okay. That's what you're gonna get. So this.
Oh, mate, what is he doing? Bit angry, isn't it? Yeah, just a little bit.
So this place.
Yeah, keep going. Yeah. It won't stop.
Now.
Are you going to tell them what you are?
You know what, mate? I think you should.
Now.
You guys are destroying your health every time you use toothpaste. Sorbitol, hydrated silica, sodium lauryl. Here are some side effects of sorbitol: abdominal discomfort, dehydration, diarrhea, dry mouth, excessive bowel activity, fluid and electrolyte loss, high blood sugar, lactic acidosis. It even says that people with IBS shouldn't be consuming or using this at all. It doesn't matter, because your skin is the largest organ in the body. Anything you put in your mouth is going to make it into the other organs of your body. They even said that silica was a cancer-causing carcinogen. But wait, that's not all. There's more. A quick Google search will show us that it's very toxic. Don't look at the first ones, but look at the second and the third ones. Just think about the cellulose that you don't want on your thighs or your legs or your butt. This is what they're putting inside of. It's even worse. And the last one, titanium dioxide, which was banned because of DNA damage. This is crazy. So when you brush your teeth, you can use coconut oil. You take a little teaspoon, a tablespoon, you throw that in your mouth, swish it around, throw some salt in there, and do that for 5 or 10 minutes. And then you take your toothbrush. You only need a brush for a couple minutes, even just 30 seconds, because as long as you're putting the right herbs, the right minerals inside the mouth biome, you can't get any cavities, and you won't as long as you're not consuming excess sugar. Because sugar feeds the parasitical bacterial overgrowth, which starts in your gut and it works its way up to your mouth and eventually your brain. But we know through science that this stuff is garbage and this is sent to destroy you and to cause cellular degeneration. Is the world's deceived, Matthew 24:24. So this is how you do it. Olive oil, coconut oil, frankincense, powder / water / key lime / salt. You guys are
Mr. Sinnott, are you a fiscal illusionist?
Well, why did you define what you mean?
Well, we have a tax burden rising to the highest level since the 1940s, the worst fall in living standards since the 1950s, public sector net debt reaching the highest level since the 60s, and real earnings growth facing the largest one-year drop since the 1970s. But you gave absolutely nothing for most people, particularly the most vulnerable, in your spring statement. No other country in the G7 or the wider G20 is increasing people's personal income tax at a time when prices are rising. In your statement, you pledged to cut income tax tomorrow, whilst raising national insurance today, widening the gap between the taxation of earned and unearned income, and the net result, according to the IFS and the Resolution Foundation, is that everyone earning below £34,000 a year will be worse off. Why did you prioritise your ambition to have a reputation as a tax cutter over helping people really worried about heating their homes or feeding their kids? I think people are stupid.
No, I think people will see that.
I think people aren't going to see through this. Mr. Sinnott.
New footage from a hotel security camera has been leaked by CNN that shows Puff Daddy back in 2016 beating Cassie. Now I have to say, trigger warning for anyone who's about to watch my video or who goes to search out this CCTV on CNN and watch it, because it is horrific to watch. The way he rags her around and kicks her so hard and then just kind of tears her away from the cameras to drag her back to the hotel room and throws vases from the hotel at her. He is literally so much bigger than her, overpowers her so easily. It is absolutely heartbreaking to watch. This shows what an animal Puff Daddy is. And I'm glad it's come out, because until now we're kind of like, you know, where's the evidence? Like, what's going on? I hope they fry his ass. I really do. Nobody in the industry deserves a downfall more than this man. There will be so much that comes out about Puff Daddy in the end that he will make R. Kelly look like Mary Poppins. And I don't say that to take away from any of the abuse that R. Kelly has committed. It's absolutely horrific and he is where he needs to be. But this man has got away with so much for so long. And I hope to God they put him behind bars for the rest of his natural life.
To the final minute and Olive in possession, but this is where Mabel is strong, chasing the game, using that intensity. We saw it in the semi-final, staring at a slightly torn cloth rabbit for over 7.5 minutes. And perhaps a few signs of overconfidence from her rival, a bit of showboating. Needs to be careful. And there's the change from the classic hold, still placed on the outside though, great technique. And a glance at the youngster who shows little emotion, but her mind will be empty. 20 seconds to go now. Olive closing in on victory and that coveted prize of being told she's a very good dog. One paw to control and a switch. Now Mabel sensing this might be a chance, still waiting, still believing. And you wonder what Olive is doing here, only has to hold on. Going to the upright though, high tariff with no opposable thumbs, high risk at this stage. And it's gone and Mabel takes it. No mercy from the younger dog, who takes this victory just as time runs out. A famous win built on patience and sheer belief. For Olive, only thoughts of what might have been, but only herself to blame. She's given this one away, and that will hurt most of all. Bad dog.
Some children.
The strangest stories we've heard in quite a while, and we should warn you, some of the details are a little disturbing. Listen to this. A Kansas woman is in the hospital tonight after spending 2 years on the toilet. The sheriff and paramedics were called to a home in Ness City, Kansas, where the 36-year-old woman lives with her boyfriend. The sheriff says the woman's skin had actually grown around the toilet seat. They removed the entire seat, and then doctors at the hospital freed the woman. Her boyfriend says he brought the woman food and water. He says he asked her every day to come out, but she refused.
When she first went to the bathroom, I thought she was just snapping one off, but after a couple of days she didn't come out, so I started bringing her food, some blankets at night. I would lay in the bathtub and talk to her, but I just kind of started to accept it that she didn't want to come out. Now, she never seemed like she was in any pain, and I think she just was really comfortable. It started to smell a little, so we would always take the Lysol in there, and I would have to go to the bathroom in the bathtub, but it was really hard to do number two.
The woman is listed in fair condition at a Wichita hospital tonight. Investigators plan to present a report to the county attorney, who will determine whether any kind of the strange...
Have you seen the theory about clocks? No. So when you look at a clock, it looks pretty normal. You never think anything of it. But what if I told you there's actually a really dark theory behind the idea of a clock? What? Right, and you go across the clock, across the way, you see like 11 and 1, it equals 12. 10 and 2 equals 12. 9 and 3 equals 12. 8 and 4 equals 12. 7 and 5 equals 12. And then 6 plus 6 equals 12. They all equal 12.
Wait, what does that mean though?
Well, also think about this. When you go diagonally and look at the numbers and you subtract it, like 12 minus 6 equals 6. 11 minus 5 equals 6. 10 minus 4 equals 6.
Wait, what is going on?
But wait, if you look at this a different way too, if you look across, 12 plus 1 equals 13. 11 and 2 equals 13. 10 and 3 equals 13. 9 and 4 equals 13. It all equals 13.
So what's the theory?
You look at all the numbers, right? It's just weird how you go different formulations and they all equal the same.
That's actually kind of scary.
I don't really want to get into like the exact thing that I saw, but it is weird how everything, equals the same. Comment if you guys know what that is.
Dude,
I don't know. I don't want to say.
That like gave me chills just looking.
Have you seen the theory?
I'm sorry, who is she? Okay, this is what AI thinks I should look like, and this is
You think she looks like a queen on the outside?
Guys, I just did the inverse filter on myself. And I don't think that I'm ever going to recover from this. One of my eyes, this one, is severely smaller than this one. Where it looks like this one's going to eat this one. My nose is severely bent. I'd just like to formally apologise to anyone who looks at me on a daily basis. I didn't know I looked like this. I don't know how I'm going to recover. I'm so sorry. Guys, I just did the...
It rolls off my
Right, quick story. So in 1989, right, when there was a load of trouble about the council tax, all of the people band together and he just stopped paying it, right? And then it worked itself out, right? Power in numbers. Yeah, don't know the specific date for this one, but in Germany, right, they tried to raise the prices of petrol, right? 1 million plus Germans in their car thought, nah, not having that. Got out of their cars, left them in the road, went home. Next day, the prices went back down to normal, right? There's a pattern emerging there, yeah? So power in numbers, bearing in mind, all of this shit that's going on now, we know that the government's corrupt, right? It's no speculation. We know that this government's corrupt now, but this is very important. So you might have even seen it on TikTok already. On the 23rd of July, yeah, there's being called a strike day, which we're saying shut everything down, basically, right? So don't go at work, yeah, because you imagine if every electrician, plumber, doctor, all of it, right? We just didn't go into work, yeah, and we just brought it all to a halt. Well, the ball's in our court, innit? You know what I mean? Because at the minute, the tax bracket in this country is beyond belief. Everybody's taxed to the hilt. We're working till we're 70 flipping years old. You know, it's all just fucking too much. Like, this government's just up there in their ivory palace. You know what I mean? They're clearly skimming all these fucking billions and that, like, you know what I mean? Oh, we're bankrupt, and then there's billions there. The people ain't fucking stupid anymore, right? Now, you might have even seen it on TikTok, but the 23rd of July, right? There's going to be a strike day. So don't spend no money, no petrol, don't go to work. Basically, bring the thing to a halt. Now, I know this seems like a long shot, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you want this major change to happen, it's going to have to occur, you know what I'm saying? So share this like your life depends on it. And like I said, you may have even seen it on TikTok already, but just share it about. The 23rd of July, shut the thing down. Right.
They're not even hiding it no more. Like, they're not even attempting to hide it. It's in plain sight. Look at this. This is an official portrait released of King Charles recently. Here he is, revealing the portrait. The image was then flipped upside down, mirrored, and do I need to explain what this is? I mean, it's right there. I mean, the world needs Jesus. This is... They're not even hiding it now.
I've had Sam.
The Delulu hits different when it's backed up by facts. Like for instance, if you are in a state of financial lack, I often will tell you, you're more than a millionaire as you sit right now. And then they're like, oh, here we go. Another crusty, worthless motivation. Can I prove it to you? Let the shadow sit down for a minute. Let's talk. Think of someone in your life currently who you genuinely love. You really enjoy spending time around them. You are actually glad they exist. Can even be a pet. Now, through this screen, you see a notification come up from your bank. I just dropped $1 million in there. But you get a call right after. That loved one has been ripped from your life forever. You'll never see them again. But another notification pops up. It's from me. If you give me that $1 million back, I'll put them back. Time will back up and they're here again now. So what would you prefer, the million or them? Some of you would keep the million, I know that. But for most of you, you'd give it back in a heartbeat and you wouldn't even be upset that you lost it. But that person was already in your existence before this whole thing started. They are now. Oh, so they're worth more to you than $1 million. I can do this all day. If I lopped off both your arms and your eye, $1 million, you can have them back. You'd make the trade. But familiarity breeds contempt, and it completely flipped our value script so we don't see the value in things until we lose them. The things we pay money for are typically very cheap and can be replaced at any time, but the things we got for nothing, we can never replace. Earl Nightingale. So real quick with me, can you just acknowledge you're more than a millionaire, as you said. There are countless things in your experience right now that are worth more than $1 million to you. Feel that value surround you. Know that it is you. This ain't Delulu, this is the true, and it will help you with your feelings of lack. When a family member of mine starts talking a little bit too long and I'm starting to get bored of the conversation, a little bit irritated, I try to tap into the me out there in the alternative space that maybe can't see them anymore. Maybe the me that would break down in tears just from the sight of this person in front of me now. And I can listen a little bit longer. Every time they go on a drive, I can hug them a little bit tighter. These are the eyes of gratitude that I'm attempting to give to you now. Do not let these advertising companies, these app companies, take away what's truly valuable to you and replace it with cheap shit that can be replaced at any time. If you really understand what I'm talking about here, you won't be the same after this. And whoever you thought of when we did this exercise, please share this video with them. That's beautiful. We all need people like you in our lives.
So y'all excuse the spoon in my hand. I'm about to make me some coffee, but I got some shit to say.
We're searching for the... But I'm also a little... Some of you don't like...
Doctor performs a miracle.
Not too well, I need.
So I basically feel like I've been robbed because no one told me that you could buy a sit-down version of The Astronaut. I do love the stand-up version, but this is just adorable. Function.
Hey guys, my name is Kevin. I'm Canadian, I'm living in the UK, and guess what? I'm confused again! So I've been driving for 14 years, successfully, no accidents, nothing, touch wood. I've been in the UK for 8 months, and I'm questioning everything about my driving skills. I'll be driving on the highway in the middle of the night, motorway. Not one soul is around me, and then one guy in a friggin' Audi comes up behind me, starts flicking his lights because I'm in the middle. In Canada, you just drive any lane, there's a passing lane, it's on the far right, you're driving wherever. I'm in the middle, nobody's around. Then I find out there's a word for this, and I'm an ass. I was having a mental breakdown every time driving. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? There's so much room everywhere. Why are you flicking me? Then they drive past me and then cut me off.
You're not going to want to miss what I'm about to tell you now. So Jason Sands is the guy, the whistleblower, about the blue alien. Now, people have been in the comments talking about what they are, who they are, right? A few months ago, I mentioned about the Galactic Federation, which is a federation of alien species which look after certain planets and stuff like that and make sure that there's rules and stuff like that, which sounds bonkers, nuts and crazy, okay? But it's not. Now, Jason Sands is going on the James Fox documentary, right? The story he's going to talk about is he was contracted to go to a crash retrieval. When he goes to this crash retrieval, there is an alien there, blue alien. This blue alien starts communicating with him telepathically. Starts telling him that there are bad people in that base. I think it was Area 51. There's bad people in that base. They can't be trusted. You can't trust those people. Basically pleading with the human Jason Sands, to not trust the people that he's contracted to work for. Jason Sands then gets a message over the radio. This bit hasn't been released yet, but I think over the next couple of hours, minutes, hours, days, this will come out. So you're going to hear it first. Kill the alien. He kills the blue alien. The person who on the radio tells Jason Sands to kill that blue alien is also going to be in the James Fox documentary. This is part of the whistleblowers and the catastrophic disclosure that's going to be coming out in that documentary. Now, you cannot believe what I'm saying to you, but in the communication that he was getting, he was being told they are part of the Council of 12, which again is the Galactic Federation, which people who know about this topic and deep dived it will know exactly what I'm talking about. The people that don't, they'll be thinking, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you losing it? Are you crackers? No, I'm not. This is... I know it sounds nuts, but it's not. It's real. You need to just trust me. So that is the story you're going to hear, and more. I don't know much more now. I know that is what I know now is what you now know. But I think there's probably going to be a few more surprises along the way. So yeah, be excited. It's all right me telling you that story, but you're going to be hearing this in that film, The Programme. Late June, I think it's coming out.
I think I'm going fucking batshit crazy, and I need somebody that knows something about anything scientifical, earth, worldly stuff. I need to know what the fuck is going on, because I thought, you know what, I can't even look at the sun, right? It's up here, but I can't even look at it because it hurts my eyes. It's so fucking bright, right? And okay, the sun's bright. And I've had occasions before I haven't been able to look at the sun because it's bright, but it's white bright. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do what everybody's doing on TikTok, and I'm going to take a photograph of this sun that I can't really see. It is, in fact, where is it now? It is by my chimney, right, at the moment, behind me, okay? That's all you're going to see of it just now. And I'm going to show you the 3 photos I just took from my fucking iPhone. I thought, yeah, that's really bright. First of all, that is not actually sun-shaped. What the fuck's that? It's not, it's like an oval. It's like it's football being squashed. And so I took a photograph, and I could see the beams of light coming off it. Then I took a second photograph, and I thought, right, that's fine. I will zoom in closer for this one. And I see I'm going to show you. And then I see the third photo I take. I zoom in a little bit more, and I take a photo. What the fuck is that honeycomb thing in the sky? Why is it like that? Who put it up there? Why aren't they telling us about it? Okay. Once I know that, I can get on with my day, because right now I just can't, because I am actually starting to believe that the millions of people that are on here are telling the truth about the shit that's going on in this world. You tell me, because I've gone and had a look for all these sun simulators that they say exist, and by God, that pattern looks the fucking same. I think I'm going
brunch and then...
Sorry?
Rematch thoughts?
Yeah, you know, we just had a fight. If you can see my face, I'm pretty busted up, and he's gone to the hospital with a broken jaw, and he's busted too. So we punched fuck out of each other for 12 rounds there. So we're going to go home, eat some food, drink a few beers, spend some family time, walk my dog, go to the tip, and me and Frank will talk about what's going to happen in the future.
No rush for anything.
Thank you.
Do anything need to change for the rematch? Do you think you have to prepare any different? Let's see if we're going to have it. Let's see if we're going to have it first.
Listen, I don't know what's going to happen, but you know, I think I just do a little bit more of the same, keep my defence a little bit tighter, a bit more focused, and I'm not so much messing around, because I was having fun in there. I was playing around. I was hitting him to the body. I was hitting uppercuts to the head. I thought I was bossing the fight. Well, it was what it was, wasn't it? I was hitting him both sides of the body. Crack, crack.
Well, can I say, Tyson, Australia loves you.
Thank you.
I love you. The Gypsy King.
Get on! Sorry?
Rishi Sunak is going to be issuing a warning to the general public of the UK today. Don't like the sound of this. So he will be announcing today that the next 5 years could be the most dangerous years in British history.
If someone isn't listening to you...
I think we are in a terrible mess in this country, and this budget actually, it doesn't do anything for it. And it's not really even a debate at all, because we've got two parties arguing over the same set of policies, while the general public see their taxes misspent on a mix of corrupt contracts and privatised services. It doesn't seem very fair, really. The reality of the UK today is that a lot of hard-working people get paid less than they were a decade ago, while the very richest get even richer. There's been no austerity for Conservative Party donors and the friends of Cabinet Ministers. They came out of COVID richer as a result of the fast-track PPE contracts. And now, of course, they're paying less tax with fewer regulations and the ability to stow away their money in offshore trusts. And Brexit has failed to benefit Cornish fishermen or voters in Sedgefield, Wrexham or Lee, and levelling up is an excuse that enables the government to channel public money to marginal Conservative seats. The whole Thatcher project has failed, yet politicians of both the two major parties treat it as sacred text. For example, North Sea oil and gas has made Norway one of the richest countries in Europe from the 1980s onwards, with an oil fund worth approximately $1.4 trillion. Revenue from this fund accounts for a fifth of government spending. And the UK should be even better off, but we handed it all over to the private sector. So the result is energy customers being ripped off in the last 2 years, with record high energy bills and record high profits for the oil and gas industries. Instead of coming out of the last 50 years with a thriving economy, we live in a country where things are falling apart and nothing works. Anyone who walks around towns will see the lack of investment, because councils are struggling. They're going bust up and down the country. The NHS waits are getting longer. Dentists can't be found. And these headline tax cuts will do nothing to reverse the decades-long real terms wage freeze that most workers have faced under successive Conservative governments. And you have to ask, where did all the money that we had when Margaret Thatcher took power, where did all the money go? And of course we have 171 billionaires now, which we didn't have before, which is obviously something we should all be proud of. But you have to ask, why isn't a wealth tax the number one priority for both parties, especially the Labour Party, at the next election? It would enable this country to finally invest in large-scale renewables and the insulation of homes. And a wealth tax, of course, could deliver cheaper energy and lower bills, which is exactly what the majority of us need. Rail privatisation has led to far higher fares at a time when the climate crisis dictates that we need lower fares, more trains, fewer cars. And water privatisation has given us sewage in our rivers, higher bills and a collapsing infrastructure. Plus, water bills are due to go up another £125 on average this year to generate the 56 billion needed to fix our leaky pipes and overloaded sewage system. And oddly, that's a very similar amount to what the water companies have paid out in dividends. They took the money and they didn't do the work. And I don't see any sort of penalty from that from the government. There's been a few fines, but they pay those really happily. And what we should be doing is actually, instead of asking for fines, we should be taking shares. The solution to our economic decline is not privatisation of the NHS or anything else. It's public ownership of railways and water and the NHS, and an end to taxpayers being ripped off by dodgy contracts. The Green Party wants this country to have its future back, and that means really change the way that we manage our economy and the environment that we live in. And it means clean water, clean air and clean politics. We are in trouble as a human race, and somehow nobody seems to get this. They just don't understand the urgency of what we have to do. And so I would argue that this budget's, fairly useless, really, and I look forward to sharing the Green Party budget with everybody so you can see what good ideas look like. I think we are in a terrible mess.